Hi, okay, hi Chad. So I'm gonna like be here for a while first. They're still setting up a little bit, and I'm here today with 2 out of 5. It's okay. Okay, I'm like halfway through to level 20 if I'm not wrong, so I think I should be good as well. I think. Alright, we can actually finish this today, kind of. Hmm. Alright, are we good? So I can start stream. I'm gonna like unmute you guys. Okay. Alright, we're going live.
Mom, I'm live.
Hi. Say hello to Cookie Chat. Okay. So wait, I still have all the upgrades that I can buy for Leaf and Aoi in the shop though.
Uh,
Hmm?
no, they won't do anything.
They don't do anything,
I
right?
just don't buy it.
Okay. So I'm just gonna buy the ones for you guys now. You guys are both in game now, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, here, that's a gift for you. It's a gift for my princess, a gift for Unknown, and one more for Cookie.
Yay.
Yay! And then I'm done with this one, so I have to wait for the next unlock chem tiers, which is up to you guys.
Yeah, just give me 5 hours. I gotta wait for the items to pass.
You're so
It's
rich.
still rolling down my screen.
Wow, Cookie, you're so rich. How does it feel like being a sugar
It's also
baby?
it's also because there's like a 5 second delay between items, so I have to wait 5 seconds times however many items I got.
Oof, okay.
Oh my god, enemies don't have quadruple their health? Holy shit.
What do you mean?
So the way that Hades is a roguelike. So I have to finish a run to win the game, but there isn't really progression, so the difficulty is how difficult the run modifiers are. So it'd be like you can't get any healing. Enemies have more HP. You have to hit them twice. They have like a 2-hit shield. You can't pick the passives that you want from your upgrades. Like you get 3 choices and you can only pick one. Bosses have everything has extra HP, damage, move speed, attack speed, and the unlocks are they lower the difficulty.
Oh, okay, so you're by default in ultra hard mode, is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah, and as
Ash.
we progress, it gets easier and easier. It starts at like 50 something heat, and now it's at 20, which is
I
nice.
think I have every item in the game. But how many Cinders Overload do I have? I have 3.
No, I mean you only need one more item to finish the game. You could probably hint it, but I don't know which one that you're missing.
No, I did so much for this one, so much gameplay.
Chat, I got my first actual sea creature and not a plastic bag. I'm so happy. I don't know why this makes my day.
These items.
Unknown. This is probably the best thing I've ever had in Archipelago. I caught my first real marine creature thanks to rods, actual rods. It's a turtle.
Let's go.
I'm so happy.
Oh, and I have one of
Have
the
you ever,
best upgrades.
Chibi, have you ever catched a golden manta ray?
There is a golden manta ray.
Yeah, it's like 0.5% chance to catch.
Oh shit! Okay, no, wait, sorry. No, I didn't catch that, but I caught an alligator. It scared the fuck out of me. It's so huge. Yo, web fishing is actually
Base,
fun. What is
That's pretty
this?
good.
it really
Oh
is.
yeah, because you
I
have a
love the
lot of
game.
upgrades.
Previously I was only catching like plastic bags. I was like, okay, you know what? This game is kind of dog shit.
Yeah, because you get better rods, better bait,
I want to
and
keep
faster reel speed.
nice, nice. I'm gonna keep like the alligator, right? Because like it's so huge. Okay, this game is fun.
Oh,
I
you
can
get so much more. You get so much more bigger animals. Don't worry.
really.
There's an animal that's as big as the entire island. I have 100 hours in that game. I love it.
Damn, we should do this
Also,
more.
if you fish in rain, you have an extra pool of fish. There's different fish in rain. There's different fish in seawater, different fish in freshwater. You get the really rare ones in the ocean. But
Okay.
when it rains, go there.
Okay, okay. I got a shark! Yes! Hey, sorry.
No, I understand the excitement.
Fish! It's actual fish!
Oh, and this run's going so well. Kiki, please do not die.
Oh no, don't get me wrong, I'm still in spawn. I'm waiting for the 500 items to pass.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
can't do anything, I keep getting items.
I have such a good chance for this run to win. And I thinking back, it's probably stupid to make my win 3 kills of the final boss. I just only made it 1, because if I can do it once, I can do it 3 times.
Oh my god, the item stopped.
Yay!
Okay, I need one more thing to finish the game. I have every quest item in the game. I have every weapon in the game. I have every armor. And I can't wear any of them.
Mm.
I have a raw short sword.
Why is it raw?
But I do have max Estus flasks and bone shards, I guess. Unknown thing for the 10 starlight shards, stagnant blights to leave. Shut out.
I know, you're so good. Leaf's gonna be so happy when he gets those.
Oh my god, Chibi's catching big fish. Destroy that mouse, Chibi.
Yeah!
Destroy your mouse.
No, it's on auto. I refuse to increase finger authorities.
I mean, I have it on auto too always, but when it's like a big one like that, click it, girl.
No, it's 300 clicks. Are you crazy? Even my idle games don't get that much. I destroyed like 5 different mouse from idle games. I don't want to destroy it here.
Well, Chibi, either you get the item or you don't get the item, you know?
No.
And the more clicks it has, the more rare it is. So if you want the
300.
big island fish, you gotta. There's fish where it's like 3,000.
Wait, no way. How do people even get there without like the auto clicker thing? It's like impossible.
No, it's not. With upgrades, it's very possible.
Really?
They killed the boss. They killed the
But you
first
do
boss.
gotta give it a little bit of effort.
Oshi, okoi.
My run is literally
Smooth?
possibly I have the best I have the best upgrade for this weapon. And I have and I got a passive that increases my damage with it. It's fucking nuts.
You gave me the Radiant Collector's fishing rod. You are awesome. Oh my god. I can catch an axolotl. Okay, hold on. I need the axolotl. Wait.
Oh, that's the best rod in the game, by the way, that I gave you. I'm pretty sure.
You're the
I think that's the
queen.
best rod in the game.
You're the queen. Cookie, I love you.
I got you. I love you too.
Oh wait. If my husband is listening, please, I'm not cheating, okay? Damn, it's so sparkly.
I want that Hermes, but I want chaos as well.
Yeah, I actually
Shout
can
out to
hit
my-
this. Shout out to your
My
1,600
sword.
clicks. Oh,
Oh, that's
my
a rare
god.
fish, Ivy.
I'm gonna click it, please. Please, 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 please. 1,600. How big is it? How big is it? What is this? A great white shark. Oh my god. Wait, isn't this
Oh
species
my
like
god.
rare, extinct, radiant?
You, you gotta hear. Okay, so Chibi, there's first of all there's the rarity. It can be like really bad, or it can be like radiant, and then there's a 5-star one as well. Then it can be small, it can be big, it can be great, it can be huge. You just got the best one.
I got the best
You have
one.
you have a really good great white shark. A really good one.
Money
It's probably
punish.
expensive as fuck. It's really expensive, probably.
It's definitely thanks to you, the best rod in the game. You're
Oh my
the
god, you just got
MVP.
2,000 XP from that.
I know. Okay, how much is it? $4,000 for a great white shark. Oh, that's kind of crazy. The turtle is only like $200. What?
Yeah, it's super expensive.
Oh my god, Cookie, you're the best.
You catched it, not me.
You gave
Why am I
me the
getting
ability to catch this. I'm so happy. Mm. Web fishing is a great game. Now I want to catch an axolotl. Is it gonna be like in the ocean?
An axolotl. They're pretty
Axolotl.
bad. I think they're freshwater as well, so
J-
you don't
oh.
get them from the ocean.
No, I'm fishing the wrong
Axolotls are
pond.
they're not good.
They're not, but they're cute, right? They're the pink ones, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, I'm gonna catch all the.
You should get an Anomalocaris. They're really cute.
What is an anomacalis?
Okay, yeah, I just got you the grass shield. That's so
Anomalocaris.
good, right? You could use that, right?
Shut up.
What?
An Anomalocaris is like a super cute. It looks like a snail kind of, but it's actually an animal in the water.
Okay, which water? Like pond or river or like sea?
I think I get an Anomalocaris from ocean.
Okay. Which rod can let me catch that? Bull shark whale.
Oh, the
Chaos is
Anomalocaris. The Anomalocaris is a raining fish, so you gotta get under the rain and then try to hope for it.
Okay, rain in the ocean, right? I think I
Doesn't matter.
had
Just go under rain. The moment you're under rain, there's a different pool.
Okay. I'll try to summon the rain. We'll do rain dances.
Is that an actual thing?
Rain dance, yeah. I mean, they're in Japan.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
They hang
No,
like it is a real
okay.
thing. In Japan, they have the teru teru bozu, like the little guy you hang at the window.
It sounds like public execution.
What? Teru bozu. It's not a what public execution. What?
You hang
You
someone
said to
outside
hang a
your
little
window,
guy.
you'll get rain.
No, legit. They hang it there. Oh, okay, yeah. I get what you mean. No. It's not. It's an offering. It's
They
offering.
do
Okay.
a public hanging and then rain comes.
Sacrificial rain sacrifice. But it's cute. Okay, it's like really cute, guys.
It's a cute hanging.
Yeah, it's a cute hanging. It makes it okay. Cute is justice. Kawaii. いいでしょ.
Everyone gets a free hug before watching someone die.
That sounds cool. I want to go to one.
Mom, can we go to the public hanging?
Can you go to the Japanese kawaii hanging?
Can we Netflix and chill at the Kauai hanging.
Oh.
Okay, I think it's second boss time. Dying would be bad.
Thanks. Chibi, don't die.
I can't die. What do you mean? I'm
Okay.
immortal.
Specifically you, don't die.
I'm immortal.
You think you're immortal, and that's
I
the first
am.
mistake.
Oh no.
Think, Mark! You're not immortal!
Okay, so unless like Jaws come over here, I'm not going to die. I'm just saying.
I mean, you already catched a great white shark.
Exactly.
Maybe someone wants revenge.
Ah.
Can you catch a bone hydra?
A what?
The bone hydra? It's this boss.
Do I know? Leave me out of that, man. Leave me alone.
You know, that
No.
would be kind of funny, actually. I think that would have been a better system that instead of fishing fish, you fish archipelago items.
Oh.
I mean, that would
So
be
you
very
just-
hard to set up. That would be very hard to set up.
I don't think it's that hard to set up.
So it's like isekaiing the bosses of other games into my game?
No, you're not fighting them, you're fishing them, and then once you fish the thing, you unlock it. Or the other.
Okay, you know what? I'm
I don't
just
want you to do a boss fight in web fishing.
no, I'm not. But now it's like do you know how small my character is? I'm a cat, right? And then I fished up a small whale, but the small whale is big enough to cover the entire screen. I don't know how it looks like.
Third boss dead.
Okay,
You
okay.
could
Get
be-
away from the screen and then go into your inventory and equip the fish, and then you can see how big it is.
Inventory. Let me see. Where's the whale? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh. Yo, look at this! I am a gym bro right now. Look at that. I can bench press a whale.
If you use your mouse wheel down, I think you can zoom out, so you can then have a better view.
Oh my god. What?
And don't forget, this is a small whale. This is like a baby whale.
I am carrying it. Oh my god. I'm so happy. I can't even carry rice in real life. I can carry a whale. Look at that. Look at that. Chat.
The best power fantasy game that ever existed. Web fishing.
Exactly. No. This is great. Oh, the shark is so small.
You're strong, Goku. But can you lift
so
a whale?
Oh wait, how do I unequip the... Yeah, I just go back. There we go. That's
Why are you- oh, there,
amazing.
that's- You motherfucker. I have the fucking strongest ability ever. Oh my god.
OP.
I am so OP. I am so OP.
Yeah, wreck the bosses. Own them. Slay unknown.
The goal of this game is to kill your dad.
Petricide, we love it.
Are you playing Isaac?
No, that one you kill your mom. Hades, you're the son of Hades. To escape hell, you need to kill your dad. To
How
go
do you
see your
kill
mom.
Hades?
Wee.
Cause he left his wife up on the surface, and so you're his son. You're trying to go and see your mom, and the final boss of the game that blocks the gateway up is your dad.
Wow, so...
Why is your dad stopping you from meeting your mom? And how did she get away?
He's the king of hell.
Custody rights,
I
man.
know. I know lore, like biblical. I just don't know what's his How did his wife even leave him? She got kidnapped.
I forgot. No, Hades was banished to hell. You go the first time you go up to the surface. I think it was either the first time or one of the next few times. You bring her back to hell, and she comes over there and hangs out with you. You can talk to her. There's some pretty cool lore. I just don't read it.
Yeah, that's an interesting interpretation of what happened.
You convince her to bring her back. You don't forcibly bring her back.
No, but Persephone was like forced to like marry Hades. She was kidnapped and assaulted. Do you not know the Persephone story?
No, I thought they were in love. I thought they were like the healthiest
Ow.
Greek couple. What do you mean?
No, so I mean, it's just fiction in the end. Like gods aren't real, I suppose. So it can be true whatever you want to be true, but the original storytelling is that Persephone is the daughter of Demeter, and Hades really loved Persephone, so he just straight up yoinked her
Ugh.
and put her down to hell.
Yoink her.
And then
Yoink.
and then he fed her pomegranate that was like cursed and
Oh, that's the stuff
forced her to
my
be in
boss.
hell. Oh. Well, in the story, the pomegranate is what keeps Persephone in hell, because once you eat it, you're banished in hell forever. So she's essentially kidnapped to hell, force-fed the pomegranate, and can never leave again.
Damn. Okay.
And the reason, in the
Holy
lore,
fuck,
the
that's a hard
reason,
boss. God damn, it's a
the
midway
reason
boss.
why there is the months of spring and stuff, spring, summer, blah blah, is because when Persephone got kidnapped, because Demeter is the goddess of spring, something like that, and then she caused like fall, or wait, hold on. She caused a season to exist.
Oh.
Wait, hold on. In Greek mythology, Demeter's grief over Persephone's kidnapping caused autumn and winter to exist. As
Wow.
the goddess of the harvest, her despair made the earth cold and barren, creating a cycle of dormancy, while Persephone remains in the underworld.
I see.
Please don't die.
Okay, does that mean that the seasons don't exist here because the gods are not ruling over Asia and like Southeast Asia? It's why it's so fucking hot.
Stupid. I'm stupid. I'm stupid.
Why are you stupid?
Because I started a challenge for money when I'm rich and I don't need money.
I mean, is having more money a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing, but if I die, I'm dead. The run's over. I don't have a revive, so it's unnecessary.
I mean, just don't die then.
Okay, yeah, I won. And if someone else dies because I don't have a revive, I'm also gonna die. Go to the next room, please. Okay, I got my revive. Get one revive.
If you guys are interested, of course, if you're interested, so Persephone is Demeter's child. Hades really wanted Persephone because he's a horny old geezer who likes human beings. And then he straight up yoinked her to the underworld, tricked her into eating pomegranate seeds, which bind her to the underworld. And blah blah, Demeter raged really hard. She was really angry, like grr. And then she caused autumn and winter. Basically, Persephone was like for a couple of decades living in like pain and stuff, and like because she was forced, blah blah. And apparently, according to Google, at least right here, Persephone actually started at some point to actually love Hades as well.
Oh.
Apparently.
Stockholm
So it's
syndrome.
kind of like, yeah, Stockholm syndrome. So it's kind of like dark romance.
Hey, I'm not against
It's
dark
it's
romance. I'm not against it.
Stop
I'm just
ruining my
saying.
game.
yeah, me neither.
Stop ruining the lore of my game.
We're not. You're the child who needs to fight for custody. What's that gonna do with them?
Okay, so the thing is, it is dark romance, and Hades did kidnap her and stuff, right? But at the same time, Hades never cheated on her, you know, he's kind of loyal. W Hades.
W. I won't mind a man like Hades myself. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, King of Hell?
Yeah, kidnap me, but don't cheat on me. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
See, standards. We don't really have that high of a standard. I'm just saying.
Yeah, my standards are not high at all, just kidnap me, man, please.
Fucking ability is so strong. Oh my. Ow. 100 damage a hit? It's insane. Hermes. I would like a good buff, please.
If I could be a goddess, I would be the goddess of rain, and I would make it rain every day.
Why?
Because I
Gonna
love the
drown
sound
the
of
earth.
rain.
That is true. Rain ASMRs before you sleep. That's a thing.
I've been listening to those for like 8 years now,
That's the best.
every day.
Okay, if it's not rain, like waterfalls or like river sounds, those are good as well. Or like the ocean, basically water sounds.
Yeah.
When I reborn, I want to be a fish.
You know what? I'm gonna make a fan fiction OC. But I mean, I guess I can just say OC. Who's gonna be the goddess of rain? Who's gonna stop me?
Nobody, we're all gonna support you. We'll do rain dances. We'll
Yeah.
hang teru bozos for you.
You're gonna hang people for me, thanks.
The cute ones, only the cute ones, yeah?
Okay, only we're gonna only hang femboys.
No, I wanna live.
You're a fanboy?
Okay, that's the biggest outing of 2026.
Thank
Ah,
you,
cool.
Happy Pride Month, unknown. Happy Pride Month.
Bro, why stop giving me shit upgrades, man? Okay, it's
It's
boss
actually
time.
so funny.
I don't want to die.
It's so funny that in most countries, not in every country, of course, not in every, but in most countries, the bedtime stories your parents tell you are mostly chill. They're mostly like nice in most countries. But then Germany comes and is like, it's like the German bedtime stories are always like horror stories.
Actually, that's not too far from Vietnamese stories. I'm gonna say this because Lily gave me a book, right? It's a nursery rhyme tale for children. But then in it, it talks about two crickets, and the cricket ate his brother or something, killed his brother or something for fun, and the mom disowned them right after birth. So, like, that is a children's story. I'm like, okay.
Goated cricket.
Crickets, yeah, crickets. And Lily is
So-
like, oh yeah, that's normal here. I'm like, are you sure this is a children's story? It's like very violent and very dark. And she's like, yeah, we grew up with this. I'm like, okay.
Dude, okay, I looked Okay. I looked up German bedtime story. The first bedtime story, here's the summary. The story of the thumbsucker. A little boy named Conrad is warned not to suck his thumbs while his mother is away. as soon as she leaves, he puts his thumb in his mouth. Suddenly, a giant bursts into the room with massive scissors and cuts both of his thumbs clean off.
What?
And that's a bedtime story. They tell you to calm down and sleep.
Just to ask you to sleep, they were like, oh, they're gonna cut your thumbs off. Like, my goodness.
The story of Harriet and the matches. A young girl named Pauline finds a box of matches, decides to play with them. She accidentally catches fire and burns to death until there is nothing left but
What?
a pile of ashes while her 2 cats cry.
What? Okay. My
The
god.
story
Noted
of
children's
Augustus.
stories.
A healthy boy refuses to eat his soup. He stubbornly declares, I won't eat my soup. No, I won't eat my soup. Each day he grows thinner and thinner, withers away, and dies by the 5th day.
Golden Hook, Chibi.
I saw it, thank you.
You know what it feels like? It feels like it's a build up to a real fairy tale, you know? It feels like it's an actual build up to a real fairy tale story, but then they just added gore for no reason.
Why do you like that?
I think I like Germans more now.
Do you know Cinderella?
It's a German one?
Yeah,
German
Cinderella is
Cinderella.
based of in general, but like actual quick fun fact. Most Disney shows, Disney movies are based off of German fairy tales. Like 90% of them.
Wow.
Cerberus.
In the
Puppy.
in the original Cinderella story, the stepsisters are not punished by being blinded. They actually cut off their own heels and toes, and at the end, pigeons fly down and peck out the stepsisters' eyes as punishment.
Oh my god.
They eat their eyes alive.
What is that? They ruined my Disney
That's-
childhood. What?
That's the original one.
What? Okay, this is worse than having foot fetish. What?
Or do you know Hans and Gretel, or Gretel?
Hans
How do you
and
say it
Gretel?
in English? Yeah, in the original German fairy tale, in the original fairy tale, it's actually quite realistic. So Hansel and Gretel are actually abandoned by their stepmother, who convinces her.
Realistic. It's just so they were abandoned as children.
Yeah, so yeah, because you ask in the Disney like telling, they tell you, oh, they were just wandering around, you know, they got lost from home. Now that's not true. They got fucking abandoned, and they got abandoned because the stepmother convinced the husband to abandon them because they can't afford to feed them. They're too poor.
Oh.
And also, the original German telling ends with the children being cooked alive in the oven.
They didn't cook the witch, they got cooked? What?
They got cooked.
The one that I read was like they cooked the witch. What?
There's many interpretations, but that's the original one.
Was? Girl, I'm gonna be a German now. Was? Cannot believe it. Why don't I have all these good stories when I was young? I would have murdered my own parents.
Chibi, do you know the Frog Prince? You know, the kiss a frog and it turns into a prince?
Uh-huh.
In the original German storytelling, the princess is so repulsed by the frog that he throws the frog against the wall violently and the prince dies. That's actually what happens.
They didn't get married?
They didn't get married. She didn't even kiss the frog. She just violently threw him against the wall.
Oh my god. Yo, if we had all these stories, I would not have dated
Death
a
is
bunch
what?
of toxic manipulators. I would have thrown them against the wall.
Please don't die twice in a row. Kiki, I am in the last world. If you die, I'm gonna
Yeah,
yell
yeah,
so
chill,
fucking
chill,
loud.
chill. Sorry for dying once. Sorry, I'm playing the easiest game after all.
Unknown, you have to be
That's not.
thankful.
I'm in the last area of the game.
Alright, you know, compared to when we couldn't even make bread, I think this is much better, yeah? Don't you agree?
Yeah, but I'm 22 and a half minutes into the run, and I'm in the last
Uh-huh.
area. I don't want to die and have to restart the last 20 minutes.
Okay, Agnon, maybe this screenshot will make you feel better that I posted in Discord. Here's a picture of a German fairy tale.
What? What? Hold on, let me see. Oh my god, are they drowning the kid in a basin of water? What is that? Are they washing them or are they drowning them?
Ooh, what's the
She's
stream measure?
drowning the guy. I don't remember why, but
What? Oh my god, this is real.
oh yeah, there's also visual proof of the things I told you. Here's the girl burning to death.
Hello,
Here's some
hello, Liho.
gore.
Liho?
Here's the
Liho
guy
lifter.
cutting off his thumb.
Wait, that's a Caesar's. Wait, what? What? What am I... Huh? Okay, this is like... This is legit like a children's book illustration. Is it really a children's book illustration in Germany?
But I'm stupid.
Yes,
Anyway.
we get told this as bedtime stories when we're like 3 years old.
Aren't you guys like forcefully traumatized then by default?
Man, we're German. I don't know what to tell you. That just speaks for itself. By the way,
What?
what I told you about, the stories that I showed you and told you about are like the most famous ones. There's so many
Really?
more. There's so many more.
Oh my god. Yo, I should have been born in Germany. I want that. I'm just saying.
Okay, so according to Google, according to Google, German fairy tales are famous worldwide before they were softened by adaptations like Disney. Many were dark, twisted, and designed to terrify children into obedience, ranging from cannibalism to lethal consequences for
Cannibalism.
misbehaving.
Oh
Lethal consequences
god.
for misbehaving.
Jeez. Jeez, what?
That sounds like a legal way of describing death.
Wow, okay. Man, what do I what do I say to that? It's like, "Oh wow, thanks."
Germany is
Snow White
great.
is also fucked up.
Snow White. The one who
Yeah,
sings
Snow White.
to like birds and stuff.
The
Okay.
queen is forced to wear red-hot iron shoes and dance in them until she drops dead.
Huh?
God.
Wait, the queen? Snow White's queen?
What is this? Sorry, excuse me for talking over you. What the fuck?
What happened?
Okay, not even I knew of this. So there's the fairy tale called the Juniper Tree. It's a tale of child murder and cannibalism. An evil stepmother decapitates her son, cooks him into a stew, and serves the boy to his own unsuspecting father.
What?
The murdered boy is resurrected as an enchanted bird that drops a heavy millstone on the stepmother, crushing her to death.
That's wild. Oh my god. What? Okay, I mean murder for murder is kind of like a thing, but yo, what? Okay, what was the moral of that story? Is it like revenge is best served cold?
I don't know. The moral of the story is if your stepmother tries to decapitate you and cook you into a stew and feed you to your father, kill her.
When you get reincarnated, take revenge on everyone.
That's kind of valid. Okay, that's kind of valid. I'm just saying, but oh my god, yo, I needed that. Where was that kind of like upbringing that I needed, man? Where murder was free, you know, where murder was just. My mother was supported in cannibalism too when you're hungry, eat people, you know?
Okay, maybe we shouldn't think back to 1942. Maybe we should not. This is not a time we should romanticize.
Oh my god, who was the one who unlocked the new bait for me? Thank you so much. I have Nautilus as baits.
Clearing all my areas for buffs. Why do you just teleport and shit everywhere? What the fuck was that?
I see Chet is also enjoying the bedtime stories from Germany.
That's the wrong button. That's the wrong button. That's the wrong button. That's the wrong button. That is some heavy fucking poison. Stop.
Excellent!
Type aside.
Yine, I like this one.
Oh, it's an alpha. Roar.
I'm almost level 20.
I got Owie brewing. She's gonna be so excited when she comes back.
Because she totally knows how to use a brewing stand.
Yeah, she uses it for like you know, holding paperweights.
You should see her make bread.
I don't, can I just say, I don't actually want to see that. It feels like torture.
Yorshka's chime.
Thanks,
At least
I'll
you don't
put
have
it in my
auto clip
bag.
on.
I'll put it in my bag and thanks.
What? I just spent all my fucking money I was trying to save. I'm so fucking stupid. Oh my god.
What were you trying to save for?
Because there's a fucking... This area has a shop in, like, the hub area. And I was like, ooh, a Hermes buff looks cool. And I just bought all the fucking passives from a shop that is not useful. I'm like, ooh, passives. Ooh, I have money. Let me click on everything.
I'm level 20. Oh my god, oh my god, all
What?
the
I got
upgrades.
so much.
Yeah, I hit
Oh, you got... Oh, you finished. Okay,
I
nice.
finished the goal. But like, oh my god, that's a lot of it. My screen flooded for a moment, I can't see shit.
Yeah, I... God.
What? You finished already?
Finish the goals.
What's the goal?
The
Level
goal is to
20.
hit level 20.
Oh.
Yeah,
The
and I
difficulty is
finished it.
down to 12.
But to be fair, you got the best rod in the game, so
I
you would
did. I
Yeah.
did. I'm so happy. I'm like, oh, you guys are amazing. You got me this. And then suddenly I'm leveled up like every 3 fishes. So obviously I'm gonna hit it first.
Oh no, I'm
Okay.
fighting Pontiff Cinder.
Wait, are you done?
I technically am, but I'm not done fishing. I still want to see what kind of
No,
fishes
Yuki,
exist.
I'm at the final boss. I really hope you don't die.
Well,
Ooh.
I'm defeating Pontiff Cinder right now.
If you die, I'm gonna be so upset.
If you die,
'Cause I've been in this run, it's been 28.5 minutes. Hi, Dad. Can we fight?
Well, if you can do 20.5 minutes, you can do an hour.
I have to do this 2 more times, assuming I win.
Well, I'm gonna die.
Just teleport out. Use a homeward
I can't.
bow. Just teleport out. You can.
No,
Can you not open your inventory?
no.
Yes, you can.
What is an inventory?
I swear, if you die.
I know wherever you die, Bo.
Oh, I died once. If I die, it's just GG. It's just game over.
I have 1 HP right now. I don't wanna make you tense, but I have 1 HP right now.
My dad, why are you just following me while you're invincible? That's not good. He summons me. He summons enemies. Who knew this? The fucking god of hell has minions.
He's the god of hell. You want him to wash his own dishes?
Okay,
yeah,
I'm
thank
on
you for the
phase 2 right now.
On 1
Thank you
HP?
for side and my trusty sidekick. Ow. I have 50 health. I might not be able to complete this. Ow. I have 28 health. I hate these. I am playing this so cheesy.
Alright, let me see if I can get any upgrades for anybody else. Even if they're not
It
here.
auto sends everything. It auto unlocks everything you could get.
Really? Okay,
I'm one hit from death.
I might actually
Yeah,
get...
you finished the game. You can just play web fishing now.
I
Just
am.
enjoy the fish.
No, but like, you know, there are still 2 more camp tiers that I have for you guys.
It auto unlocks everything.
Oh, okay, hold. Let me unlock everything then. I'm so rich.
Oh no.
Whee!
Oh no. Oh no, he's on 1 health. He gets another fucking health bar. I'm scared. I have 13 health.
Okay. I bought everything for everyone. I'm maxed out right now. I'm just gonna go fishing.
I'm dead.
Woo.
He has 2 health bars, man.
Bro! How can you come crying to me about not dying and then die?
I die once every 30 minutes.
Yeah, but it's about the principle. You tell me to die, not to die for 30 minutes.
There's more risk if you die.
And then you die.
We're risking
But you just
more.
fucked my whole flow.
So I'm not gonna die for another 30 minutes. For sake.
I lost my ember now. Oh, come on, I just got one.
Do I have any Titan Bolt? Fuck.
Right, chat, I'm gonna be
I spent the
listening
bar
to Evanescence's latest album, Sanctuary, on loop, so enjoy. While we do chill fishing, because I'm done.
And then you're gonna give me that soul of Cinder.
Could very well also be in your game.
No.
No, no.
I'm looking it up. I don't even know what it's called. Fuck.
Soul of
We've had this
Cinder
problem
Dash.
the last time. No, I don't think it is. It's not soul. It's the soul of
There's
lords.
Cinders of a Lord.
I think.
Cinders of a
Cinders
Lord.
of a lord.
I have all of those.
Yes. That one.
That one. What is it?
Cinders of a Lord Aldrich.
Ew, this wolffish looks so ugly. What is this?
Give me that. It's
This
in
is-
your world. It's in clear
not
score
even a wolf.
0110.
Looks like an eel. What is this?
That's just a matter of time.
Okay, do that.
Yes, spouse.
And then I finish. Thanks, servant.
Servant?
Servant, what the fuck?
Oh, you've been downgraded.
You're my filthy piggy.
Excuse me.
It's okay, I treat my pigs good.
What am I hearing?
Calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down.
Oh, I'm missing a weapon to lower the difficult. Fuck. Hi, Kevin. How you doing, buddy? Can you check your shops?
Mine?
There's nothing for me to buy.
Nothing for me?
I bought everything.
No, I mean cookie.
I can give you nectar. Oh, Chibi, I can give you rot speed. There you go.
We already
Why?
got all our unlocked. Was there no packed item?
Nope, I already gave you lasting consequences.
Like, literally, like, is there literally nothing for me in your shop?
Nothing. Here's nectar. Have my
Fuck.
nectar. Suck my nectar. Give me my sinners.
I have 12 heat. This will be easier, but it won't be easy because Hades might still have 2 health bars. All right, we go again. Hi, Zeus. Can you give me the special one? Oh, let's go. Best buff. Starting out. This is looking like a replay of last run. This could be very good.
Opulent. Opulent, large hammerhead shark.
Chaos. Ooh. Can you give me a Shemexi upgrade, please? Oh my god, that's so goated. That's so goated. Increase special damage by 50% after 4 runes.
Get wrecked.
I fucking love you, Chaos. You're my goat.
Slay.
Chaos is my fucking goat. My boy Chaos. Chaos is so fucking dope. He gives you a small debuff, or he gives you a temporary debuff for a set amount of rooms, and then after that he gives you a permanent buff. It is so cool. So like for the next 4 rooms, I take 50% increased damage. But if I can win, I get 50% increased special damage. Which is cool. And OP.
It's so big. Why it's so big?
That's what she said.
Oh my god, that's a big chunker.
Well, it covers the entire screen. Okay, I haven't found the creature that takes like the entire map break. But this is crazy.
Decided. My buddy.
Unknown.
No, I'm working on it.
I'm forced to wait. Hurry up. Get in. Hurry. Oh, you know what I haven't done? I've never talked to the NPCs. Hold on.
Oh, please check the other shops. That would be goated. Like if you can find any pact.
Yo,
would
oh
be
wait, I
so
got you something.
She literally cannot receive it.
Here, have this, Aoi.
It's okay, it's the thought that
Oh, Ali,
counts.
I don't know why, but I keep mixing up Ali and Chibi.
Why? We don't sound anything alike. She's true Asian. I'm not. I'm whitewashed.
It's not how you say. I
I'm known
don't
as
know, it's his name. It's
racist.
mixing it up.
Racist. racist, racist.
That's not racist.
Everybody say hello
Logan
to the
Scroll.
racist.
You can go check out more shops. I don't need. I mean, that doesn't hurt, but like, I don't need that. I need any packs and any weapon.
Brother, I
weapon
don't
will
have anything for you.
indirectly
Just get the cinders for me, and I can unlock everything for you. I don't know.
Well, I can't get its score, so I just need to play.
Then play. I don't know. You do it.
I'm
fast.
playing. I'm doing a run. I have a
Do
good
it
run going.
faster. You need to clear in. What was it again?
I need to clear 100 and score 110. I'm at like 89.
Hurry up. Hurry up.
And if you get HP boost as well, that would be a permanent upgrade.
Yeah, you can have it once I defeat the final boss.
Like I'm progressing towards score 110, but it's still gonna take a bit because it's like 30 scores away. Hey, I have more progression than you. There.
Hurry up.
I'm doing it. Saying hurry up isn't gonna make me go any faster.
Hurry up. Hurry up.
I'm trying to
To learn more games that aren't Dark Souls 3.
What did I catch? A leech? What the fuck?
Unknown delight is coming.
Oh my god.
I'm doing my best. I deal like nearly 100 damage per hit with my special. That's almost as good as it gets.
I ate a pizza today. It reminded me of you.
It reminds you of me.
Yeah, because you're so round.
What?
Fuck. Excuse me? What the fuck? You just gonna insult me while I'm trying to play to get you an item?
I mean, Loki, I have to write that one down. That was way funnier than I thought.
10% reduced damage, let's go.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're not.
I think
No, you're not.
it's the first boss. I think I should be fine no matter what. But it's not. I just fucking one phased her before she even started. I fucked her up. Can you stop dying? I'm pretty sure I skipped both of those, but can you stop dying? I like dodged both
I'm
of them.
doing something right now. Enabling checks.
Actually, I'm gonna take this. It'll lower my maximum health, but I can get. Do I even need to sell anything? It will. No, never mind. I need to sell something. No. Sad. It'll give me.
Oh no, I'm dead.
Cutscene. I hope you don't die as soon as I fucking move. I mean, it should be fine. You could die just as long as you're not in a boss fight. As long as I'm not in a boss fight.
Hey, can I make this jump?
Don't. Is it over a void?
I survived. Oh my god. I survived. No problem.
Yay! おめでとう。
Arigato.
Death link received. Nice. That was very
Okay, that
late.
wasn't me.
That was very late.
That was you, Chibi.
Me?
That was you. You died.
No, whenever someone dies, as death is looming, and then at some point in the future it says death received, and then it just kills me.
Oh.
Hold up. Important. I just touched a woman. I figure you all need to know.
You have maidens?
I'm gonna do that whenever I get laid.
Yeah.
Cookie has maidens? The Reese level is so high right now. So much drip. I cannot.
I wish.
Hi Hermes. Can you give me something good, please? You move faster, 20% move speed. Nice. Shop time. Athena, can you give me the dash upgrade? Actually, Athena's aid call is kind of fucking dope. Also, hi Karen.
Ixolotl! Wait, I think I can have like a... Why are there bones? I have bones in this game. What?
Oh.
Once? You mean the skull?
Yeah, like a 5 parts of bones and... Am I building like a... What am I building?
No, there's... So there is a thing in web fishing. So these bones
91.
are usually hidden. They're usually hidden throughout the map, and if you go to a very specific point, you can unlock the ghost rod.
What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
Go to...
I got all 5 parts, I think.
But you already have... You got 4 or 5?
5.
Phoebe, what is that thing that you have that just says welcome to the stream?
Welcome to the stream. Ah, so I set it up on Mix It Up. So if anybody types a message and they are streamers, and it will be like, hey, shout out to this streamer. Dun dun.
I don't think it's working properly.
Okay, Aoi, go... not Aoi, fuck, now I did it as well. Fuck, gee, go to the waterfall.
Yeah, see?
No, but it's because of you! It's because you confuse me now.
No.
It's literally because of you. Because all you do
No,
is say
no.
that, and now it's like you're... Ah, fuck, go to the waterfall, Chibi, and jump inside it.
Oh, there's a graveyard inside the waterfall. What? Hi, whoever you are, my ancestor. There's more things to unlock.
Fuck.
Cookie Unknown, you guys are gonna get fed.
We already have everything. It doesn't make it. Doesn't make it.
It's okay, Morris.
Yeah, there's the
We already got
rod for
everything.
you.
I did it! I did the spectrum head. Oh my god. Ooh. Where is it? Where is it? Neo Bones, what does it do? Anomal blah blah. What do you call that again? Anomal
Amalacaris.
Anomala. Hmm? Whatever that is. Horseshoe crab UFO!
Anomalocaris.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I have so many mods already. What do I do?
Fuck off.
I want this one. I want this one. We are going fishing. I drowned? How can I? I drowned?
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Yine. We have a
Ow,
ghost
ow.
rod.
Ow. Don't die, please.
Wow. 超嬉しいですよ. We have a ghost rod. We can go find the cute stuff now. It's in the ocean, isn't it?
You can only find it in rain.
It's okay. I have a hook that gives me random rain. I will stick to it until I get it. And when it's cute boys, cute stuff.
Okay,
Or
fuck time.
almond, whatever that is, almond.
Almond.
We're gonna catch almond. What is wrong with almonds, Grunga? Shut up.
Did you know that kuk means cock in Swedish?
No.
Now you know.
Why would I want to know that?
If you say suger mean kuk, it means suck my dick.
Okay. Okay, we're learning Swedish today, chat.
And if you say jag är en gullig jänta, it means I'm a good little girl.
Why do you know this? Why do you know this?
I need to know.
Okay.
The world has to know.
Oh. We're going to catch the almond, guys. I don't care if Granga says it's almonds. We're gonna catch almonds because Cookie says it's cute. I want the cute ones. All I've seen were ugly things. They call it a wolffish. It looks nothing like a wolf, okay? I'm so triggered.
Have you seen a catfish?
The one that Granga sent me?
biggest planet.
Okay, that's a manta ray. Holy shit. That's a manta ray.
Oh, nice.
Manta! Wait. I need to see how this looks like in real. Wait, hold on. Opulent manta ray. It's so huge. Oh my god. Is this like the biggest one in the game?
The biggest manta ray?
The manta ray. It
It can get
glitches.
bigger.
It can get bigger? Okay. Yo, these are one of my favorites. When I go to aquariums, I love like sitting in the main tank and they will always be there. Man, I want to go back to the aquarium. It's about time.
What the fuck?
The biggest fish you can catch in the game is it's called the lead cyctus or something. The lead cyctus. That's the one that's as big as the island.
Oh, okay. I have the rod for that too. Okay, got it. There's a catfish.
I think it's a
crappie.
rain-only fish. It's if you put that fish in your aquarium,
It won't fit.
Second boss done. On to the third
Manta ray.
area.
Yine. Okay, Grangas is teaching us Italian. Cazzo means cock in Italian. Good to know. I want almond. Give me rain. Give me almond. Opulent brunch? What the fuck do I want a brunch?
Garbage.
Brangus, I heard your computer was fried. If it wasn't fried, you would be here with us, like, right? Like, I remember correctly. What kind of game would you have played if you were doing Archipelago with us, Brangus? What is this trash?
There's a fishing spot.
There's fishing in Hades?
Yeah.
What?
You just have to press at the right time when you get something. I forgot. I found a fishing spot earlier and I fucked it up. Kiki fucking. Okay. Well, after that, so it's gonna take like 3 weeks because motherboard is dead. I do my computer terror. I can do hard night too. There's a lot of stuffs.
I got hacked.
That sucks.
Benefits package. Let's go. Come on. Bang. I got something. I caught a
You
clam.
tried playing NTE, but you couldn't handle it. GG.
Dude, you can catch diamonds, actual diamonds in web fishing?
Yeah, there's like 5 decorative items and like the others are fish.
Diamond's kinda crazy though, I don't have anyone to propose to here.
Did you know that you can kiss in the game? If you press K, you can kiss and like do smooches.
What?
If you press B, you bark or meow, depending on if your character is dog or not. If you're a dog, you you got the golden Monterey. That's
I
a rare
did!
one.
Wow!
That's a really rare one.
Ine. I wanna do the kissy face thingy. Where is it? K. It's K, right? No, wait, it's B? Where do I
No,
kiss?
K is kissy face. You gotta press K.
Oh! Wait. Mew mew. Mwah.
If you press B, you bark or meow, depending on what your character is.
No, B is
And
my
if you
box. B is tackle box. How do I?
Ah, fuck. Mini boss time. Please don't die.
B is tackle box. C.
Oh, do G. It's
Oh,
G. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, now there's something cuter. You can. So you meow or bark with G. You can whimper with Alt and G. Like press Alt as you press G. That's how you whimper.
Meow. I look so unhappy.
And if you want to hiss or growl, you do Control and G.
We're pitching this girl. Guys.
And if you go in the chat, you can go into the chat and you can type /wag, and then your tail wags.
Mini boss dead. Not sure if I was hitless or not, but mini boss dead.
What? It's so cute. Look at that.
You can also do /sit. Then you sit down. The game is amazing.
Woo. I got called /sit. ダメだ. Maybe I have to stop wagging. it ちょっと slash wag stop wagging slash sit ダメだ okay
Exactly, a higher 1,000.
Whee!
Web fishing is such a queer-coded game. I love it. It actually is. I mean,
It's
the
great.
developer was like LGBTQ. That's why they got doxxed, by the way.
Oh really? Damn.
Yeah.
It fucking sucks.
Because they were. Yeah, it really does.
I got a second golden ray? Are you kidding me? Your game is feeding me. Your game is feeding me so well. Second Manta ray that's golden. Let's go. And you know what? It's Pride Month. We should, I don't know, play web fishing collab. Maybe. I don't know. Yee
Well, I love the game, but I don't want to get hacked.
So according to Unknown, it's fine as long as it's not a public lobby, is what he said.
Just saw that from Reddit.
No, that's not true.
It's not
Because
true?
People can join you in
most-
private lobbies too.
Oh.
I know you can do offline lobbies.
So offline is not like collabable? You cannot collab offline?
No.
So you can only do it solo.
I mean, there's that other thing with the penguins.
why are you playing Uwu?
Sorry?
You played the Uwu thingy. You know whose Uwu that is, right? It's Flashbangs.
I don't know what that is. I just wanted to hear it.
Thank you for the redeem. By the way,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Lily did the Awu one if you want to hear it. The Awu is Lily.
Oh, I
Actually.
know that one already.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, guys, there's a second web fishing.
Second?
Yeah, there's a second web fishing. Myths are that the developer of web fishing also develops on rift fishing. The myths are. It's literally just web fishing. It's different, obviously, but it's kind of the same thing. You can be just look rift fishing on Steam.
Rip?
It's really similar.
Rip fishing?
Rift
Rift fishing.
fishing.
Also, why is the voice line thing? Wait, what? Oh, okay. So Grangas wants me. Grangas redeemed it. Alright. Well,
He
what
wants
kind
you
of?
to sound like a shulker box. They sound like.
I don't remember how a Shockbox. Okay, voice line redeems are just me reading whatever that is that you type. You know, it's like it's
Okay,
not
Read it out.
Shulkerbox. It's like the dictionary version of it.
W.
Shulkerbox. Shulkerboxes are found in Minecraft, especially in end cities.
Boss time.
W Minecraft narrator. I should apply for the job, huh? I wanna apply for like the Asian one. Hiya, you so nooba. Shulker box make you fly. Put blocks above head, no die. You know. I just.
Oh yeah, my Dark Souls is closed. Are you on stage 110 yet?
Not stay. I score. I'm at 90 something.
Yeah, I'll just do something else for a while.
You can also look for stuff.
There's no point because 90% of my items are for leaf, AOE, scattered, which does nothing, or mine.
then you know, I know that's
I'm
not random
winning.
fireworks, but they could
Sorry,
be
sorry.
some for me.
I would just be wasting my time because I'm not finding anything either way.
You wanna join me in web fishing? I don't know how to make a non-doxable lobby though. I have 3 golden Monterey. I'm winning.
Rangus just gave me a screenshot of him beating round 100 on Bloons City.
What? Oh, how do you even get that far? I died like right round 20. Amida! Amida! Is the rain? Is the rain coming here? Is the rain coming here? Amides! Amikita! Amikuro! Oh, wait, I want the rain, I want the rain.
Bro, what the fuck is that aimbot ass shit thesis? Fucking 180 quick scope.
Grangas is a jolt, he's not a goat.
Got a heavy gem. Let's go. I'm at 96. Can I leave or do I have to? No, I have to. Sure. Alright, final area. Need to find Cerberus's food and then I can tackle the final boss. That's a lot of Zeus upgrades. Holy shit.
Nani kore?
Double strike.
Helicoprion. It's a pizza cuttlefish. What? Yo, this one's weird.
Fishing
Hey,
spot.
don't call him weird, that's mean.
It's a pizza cutting fish. Pizza cutting.
Go. Yeah, another fish. That's a lot of nice stuff.
Grangas is a quarter Italian. So technically Mario is his cousin.
That's
What? Don't lie,
That's
Grangas.
racist.
Don't lie,
That's right.
Grangas. I don't believe he's quarter Italian. He's got Nutella biscuits from Italy with him right now. What's that gotta do with being a quarter Italian, huh?
Guys, I gotta be honest. I obviously don't know if it's true, and I might be wrong, but low-key, I feel like I'm 100% German potato.
There is a German potato.
Or like, maybe I have like 2% Turkish or something in me, but I'm probably like only German. I don't know what else I would be. I genuinely don't know.
They have that ancestry test kit thingy, right? So you can find
Like,
out.
I'm not paying money for that, but
And me neither.
they do.
It's more fun to claim that I'm like a, you know, alien in my blood.
Guys, I'm 50% Asian, trust me.
I am 50% alien, trust me.
My great grandparents were from Japan. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. Ni hao.
How the fuck is the floor slippery?
Get better shoes. You need better
Because I
shoes.
pissed all over it.
Ew. I'll use some pants. I'm at score
I
99.
love pissing on the floor. and then I can't hold it anymore.
Come on, Cookie.
What does that mean?
Come on, hold it in, tolerate.
Come on, I am German. You're right.
Come on.
400. Why the fuck did I just deal 600 damage? What?
What?
I just randomly dealt 600 damage. What was that?
Isn't that great?
Oh, that's the fucking chainsaw in the room.
But I hate beautiful people. Fuck.
Why? What they do to you?
Because you're more beautiful than me. What the fuck?
That's because they went for plastic surgery, Cookie.
Fuck.
And they have Instagram filters and makeup on.
And I'm so ugly. I'm such a chud.
No, you are powerful. You're a queen.
Why do you hate me? Because someone's confident.
I know for a fact that Grungus might be a playboy in real life because he got piercings.
Grung is super playboy.
Oh really? Okay, I'm not wrong then. Yeah, we hate you, Grungus. Cause you're good
Grung is the
looking.
type of whoa, okay. Grung is the type of guy to like how to say,
Buy a pizza and not pay for it.
he's the type of guy who's like, he calls himself Sigma and then rubs his hands together and is like, kitten. Just trust me, bro. Trust me, bro.
What? Oh, the game is feeding me. Y'all spoil me.
I hope I spoil and die.
I got you a cool hat.
What the fuck is a pre-sigma? A sigma is a sigma. What the hell is a pre-sigma?
It's short for pretty.
Oh, pretty
I'm
sigma.
pretty Sigma.
Yeah, a beautiful Sigma. There we go again with this man's ego. I can't take it.
Die, Grungus.
How dare
I
you
didn't
have
say
an
that.
ego.
Just so you know.
Die.
I did not say that. That was not me.
I got the almond. I got the almond. It's so tiny though. I got the almond. I got almond. Fuck you, Grungus. I got the almond.
Oh, why is it so tiny though?
I don't
Okay,
Tiny
look at it. Look at it. Look at it in your inventory and look at it.
It's so tiny. I thought it was supposed to be tiny. Like cute things are tiny. Yes. 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 Okay, where
It's
is
a
it?
little bit bigger. That's actually tiny. What you got? It's bigger. In your inventory, you can see how cute it is. Maybe.
Yo, what is this? What is it? Oh my god. It looks like a prawn that's gay. Happy Pride Month?
Look in the. Oh, it's so cute.
Happy Pride Month! It's so colorful too. Look at that. Is it supposed to be this colorful?
Do you know what the description is based on?
No. Doing its best.
I'm sending you the clip. It's doing my best.
Doing his best, chat. Look at that little guy. Just spinning in a circle.
Look in this squad.
Okay, hold on. Oh wait, I think I saw this. Someone shared this. What do you do? I do my best. Kinda. Wah!
105.
I got it. I got it, chat. Yatta. I got the cute stuff. Nice, nice, nice.
106 soul voltage.
Woo. Wait, there's a title. It says only for the people who caught the super duper rare golden ray title. I have 4 of them sitting in my inventory. Are you sure that's rare?
Because you have like the best rod.
Naruhodo?
You have like the best rod and the best bait.
Makes sense. Okay.
108, Kiki, almost there.
Almost. Let's go.
Yeah. By the way, fun fact. I don't know if you care. Apparently, the
109.
apparently the person in the video who did the I'm gonna level carrots is actually a guy as well. Just doing a very good girl voice.
What? Yo, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. That's such a good voice, what is it? Voice range. Holy shit.
And that person
Alright,
is
thank you
me.
for the
No, I'm just
stretch.
kidding.
That was so legit though. That sounds so legit though.
I cleared every single room and I don't have enough. I'm gonna have to.
No.
I cleared every single room. I'm gonna have to start another run, but I'm gonna go fight Papa.
Fight Papa.
You're not telling me that you're one off.
I'm like 1 room at the end, or like 3 rooms in the beginning off.
Hang on. Get it
Do you want me
done.
to kill myself and go restart so you can get your item? When I'm at the
I
final
need
boss?
this item.
I'm at the final boss. Hi, Papa.
Bro, I'm playing My Little Pony Island. Fuck this shit.
What kind of lobster is this? It's like bigger than the cat. How many people can we feed with this? Massive lobster.
I don't know. Actually, now that you mention it, why do people eat lobsters? It's so stupid.
Cause
Because
it's
it's like,
Lobster recently. It's so
expensive.
yummy.
I don't think it's yummy
So
actually.
yummy.
it's just so inefficient because you can only eat like 20% of a lobster. So there's 80% that you kill for no reason.
They
You don't
say
eat
that
it because
Kind of brutal.
it's efficient food. You eat
No.
it 'cause it's yummy.
no, cause
It is
like
very much a fancy food.
it technically is.
It's still brutal. You can speak it out, I know, and you won't get hit by the FBI. Like, if you kill me and you're only gonna eat my toast, because it's the only thing that's edible, you killed a perfectly normal human being for my toast.
Have you heard of shark fin soup?
Oh my god, that is like the most sinful thing.
Me when I do whataboutism 900 megaboss.
No.
It is.
Like. No, like shark fin soup
I
is.
swear, you're always gonna argue about stupid shit.
A Creole.
None of my crabs in it. What about sharks? Whoa, sharks! Fuck off, I'm done.
Okay. Fuck off, you shield bastard! Alright, phase 2 time.
Granga says he looks like a lobster. Does it mean he looks ugly?
Why are you so brutal to my boy? What did he do?
I'm not. If he chose an enamel under the element, I would say it's cute. But he chose a lobster, so I'm confused.
Every
Bro,
animal
you
is
son of a
beautiful in their
bitch.
own way.
Are you sure about that?
Uh-oh. Oh, I'm scared.
I'm gonna say I don't think cockroaches are beautiful, Cookie. So I'm gonna have to disagree hard on that. Like, fuck cockroaches.
Yeah, but cockroaches are not animals.
They are. Insects are animals. What do you mean?
No, they're not.
They are.
What are they?
No.
Then what are they if they're not animals?
Insects.
Insects are animals, Cookie.
Yeah,
Not to me.
I fucking killed my dad. Let's go.
Sunfish! Sunfish! This is my spirit animal in the sea. It's as useless as me. We got it. We got the sunfish. We want a sunfish. We like sunfishes. Mola mola. Woohoo! No sense of self-preservation whatsoever.
You,
Yo.
dad. Let's go.
Let's go, unknown.
Obtain cinders of a Lord Aldrich. Let's go.
What is a chud again?
Yay! Yay!
Ray.
Oh, why is the game giving me every
Mola
item in the
mola.
game again? I can't.
Oh, they probably got rid of all my items, but I still need to put the game twice. I finished. They probably unlocked
I'm
all
getting
of the
every
all-day
item in the
items.
game again! Every item!
Oh,
Be
probably 'cause you closed
loved.
the game. I mean, you're gonna get the souls again. You can
Oh.
level up.
Cookie dying.
I'm gonna
Enjoy.
go AFK for a second. I'm gonna get 4,000 items again.
Enjoy the love, Cookie.
Duplication glitch
There's-
found.
There's no love in my heart, there's only hatred.
Only hatred. Enjoy the sugaring, Cookie.
Thanks.
Zacharias can watch the
I'm being
for the
sh-
first time. Oh
You
my
know,
God.
normally I would love a shower of items and belongings, but you're basically just throwing poop at me. You're showering me in a liquid bath of poop.
You're gonna get
Liquid.
souls. What do you mean? It's useful. And you can like sell your weapons and get money for it.
I'm gonna never come to my house.
Mother!
Just kill the man. I don't wanna die. What is this? Treasure chest. Ine.
Oh. Oh wait. Yeah, he gets to talk to his mom for the first time. Let's go, my boy Zagreus.
Yeah, what she say?
Like, imagine growing up to be like 20 and then getting to talk to your mom for the first time after you kill your dad.
It's like, Mom, is that you?
Yeah, and then you die right in front of your mom.
What,
And
for
then get sent
real?
back to hell.
What? Why? She killed him?
Zagreus is bound to be in hell. He's not allowed to leave, and if he does, he dies after some time.
Oh, damn. Did he at least get like mom's home cooked meal or like a hug or something?
I don't think he needs to eat.
He doesn't need to eat what?
Oh. Hey Meg. If you want to rizz up any girl, just give her some nectar. Easy. Fuck! I went the wrong way.
Did you die?
No, I went the wrong way. Alright. Time to do that again.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Sketty. I can't unlock that. There's no lasting consequences.
Come here, Chuck.
Yeah, lasting consequences is just less healing. Oh wait. Okay, let me turn off all the heat. And I'll just do 2 normal ones. Actually, if that's the case, then no, I'm just done.
You're done? You actually won?
I'm not doing 2 normal runs. I'll consider my game complete because I beat Hades and it only gets easier.
I thought you said you had to do like what, three times, 3 runs?
Yeah, but it like the first time is the hardest time, so if I just go back, it's gonna be easy 2 more times.
So now it's like what, 2 more times? Or like...
And that's like an hour. I'm not doing that.
So you're done. I'm done. So
I'm
it's
done.
Cookie, it's
I'm
only Cookie
releasing
now,
my-
right? Cookie.
Yeah, I'm releasing my items. That was fun.
Ine. So now it's up to Cookie. What does she have to do for Elden Ring?
She needs to get 4 Cinders of a Lord, which she already got.
And she's done,
And
isn't she?
then- Yeah, and then she needs to put them and then go kill 1 boss.
She has to kill a what? She has to kill a boss?
She has to kill the final boss and then she's done.
With a tutorial
can-
item?
She can just teleport there. She can level it up to the max level.
Ah, okay, okay.
It's not completely useless.
Cookie the goat.
Do you want to start another one? Do you want to start another archipelago?
No. No, you know how hard this was?
It was kind of fun though.
I'm saying with like the right company it can be, but also we like, you know, my brain cells were dying previously, my temper was so short, my hair was wet.
Your poor hair.
I mean I showered earlier today, so I have a little bit more leeway.
I think you can agree that no more Dark Souls 3.
That's kind of, yeah, it's
Dark Souls 3 is rough.
at the
And since I finished Hades, I can stop playing Hades every time I do one of these.
nice, nice.
You know, I'm just gonna play Hades.
Really?
Without a randomizer. I'm just
Okay.
gonna continue playing Hades.
Okay, I'm gonna continue fishing.
Hades.
No, I want to keep all these, but then I was like, I want to sell stuff. What do you mean I can't choose what I want to sell? Why, game? It sucks.
Max rank each standard keeps it. That's gonna be AIDS. I'm gonna go for 100% on Hades. Let's look a little bit AIDS. That shield is so busted. It is insane damage. Play, what do you set file?
I'm back.
Welcome
I'm
back.
done. It released most of my items after killing Hades, so I'm done. Then I'm not doing 2 more runs.
It's all up to you now, princess.
Alright, let me see what I can cook.
You can cook a pizza. You make really good ones with broccoli.
The broccoli joke is so old.
I know. That's the only thing that I can make fun of you now. Because compared to you, I drown rice. There's way too much.
Okay, that's crazy. How are you even trash talking me when you somehow managed to burn rice?
That's why
It's
I
not
say
even possible.
that's what I didn't burn rice. I drowned it. Okay, like there's a difference. But like that's why I say it's the only thing I can make fun of you because I'm not good at life skills. Yeah.
I recently tried a brisket pizza.
What's that?
That shit was so good. I mean, you just like put some brisket on top of the pizza with like cheese and stuff.
Isn't it gonna
It's so
dry?
good.
The brisket's gonna dry out, right? Like if you put it on top and then you bake it and it's gonna dry out.
I don't know, but I get a brisket pizza from this place and it's just so fucking tasty.
Magnum's pizza was filled with oil
Oil? What?
Oil.
from the brisket.
I mean, you put like some brisket pieces on there. It's not just a full ass brisket on top. There's some like,
Okay, is
brisket strings on there.
it like
So
soggy?
fucking good.
Is it gonna be like soggy?
Like the entire pizza maybe contains like half a brisket, but it's just so yummy. One of the best pizzas I've ever had.
Okay. Man, y'all gotta feed me if I ever meet up with any of y'all in real life. Yeah, Chibi is like just barely surviving. I eat things that are edible, you know. It doesn't have to taste good. I just barely survive day to day.
That must be rough.
It is. You have no idea.
I'm very blessed to be able to drink Monster every day.
びっくりした。ヘリコプリオン。ピザカットフィッシュゲン。Okay. Level 25. I am level 25. I don't know what the max level is though.
Like 50.
Oh my god, Grangus is flexing in chat again. He's like, I caramelize onions, so I'm kind of a chef. Shut up. I don't even eat onions, I hate them.
You know what? No, I don't want to play Hades. I already played a lot of Hades. I'm gonna be replaying most of it. I'm gonna play Hades 2.
There is a difference?
Completely different game.
I see. Okay. I got the bigger version of Element. Oh my god, the bigger version is cute. Actually cute. Oh god, yes. Yes. It's doing its best. Yes, you're great. You're amazing. Wow. Yeah.
Apparently in Hades 2 you play as a girl.
Oh,
And
isn't
that's
that
about the only thing I know about this game.
okay? Well, you can get to experience it.
Have fun with your period, bro.
God, that was of all the things that we could enjoy as being a female. Man, it's the period.
I will.
Can't wait for you to bleed out of your penis.
Game's not launching. Uh-oh. No, there it is. Never mind. False alarm. Wait, can you share screen? Who's your final boss?
I don't know yet. You wanna have the suspense?
Suspense.
That is very loud. Please chill out, Hades. Hold on. Hold on. I'm watching some peak.
The last final boss. Everybody hold your hands up.
It is Curse Rotted Greatwood. Let's go.
The Great Wood of Cinder. What an
And it
amazing boss
deals
to
like
fight against.
no damage. Hit it in the balls. You can just
And its nuts die.
killed its nuts.
Alright, chat. I'm
I'm
gonna
like-
put on like an ad break for now. I'm gonna take like my medicine dose right now, and then I'll be right back after that. Yeah. Alright, guys. I just told chat I'm gonna run ads. I'm gonna get my medicine, and I'll be back.
Okay.
Alright, get your medicine, queen.
You know, that short sword is not bad.
Actually pretty bad, yeah.
It's not that bad.
I could be doing triple the damage. Well, this is where I die or not. You stupid fucking hand grab.
You have a lot of this. It's fine.
It's a one shot. That definitely hit me, by the way.
It's
Okay, never mind.
fine.
Bastard boss, man.
Is that under its right leg? Is that a weak spot? Like to the left?
I already got all the weak spots,
Oh.
I'm sure.
Hmm. Rip.
This is fun, bro.
Curse Rider Greatwood hardest Dark Souls 3 boss. Is your weapon the highest level?
Yep. Bro, you need to choke on my cock. Bastard NPC, bastard.
はい、戻りました。What did I miss?
Kiki's getting
Bro,
destroyed by a tree.
A tree?
Yeah.
Out of all the fucking bosses in the game, man.
Tree man? There's a tree man in there?
You didn't hit that egg to the left. Under the leg.
Bro!
That one. That.
That did not hit me! This is why this is the stupidest fucking boss in a game, man. The only reason it doesn't look stupid is because it dies so early in the game. Such a shit fucking boss. Yeah, just... Yeah, do the same attack again like always. I can't even hit it, man. Your balls are in the ground. I can't hit it.
Rangus, why mobile? Okay, what kind of mobile games are you talking about? I don't play mobile games myself. How is it bad? Is your phone like really old or something? So like if I recall, PUBG is a mobile game.
Surely you don't have to hit the
Right.
hands.
Mm-hmm.
Can you try hitting the balls under the leg again?
Dude, I killed all the balls. Stop HPing me. I finished the game.
You did?
No, you can't rage quit. No.
I finished the game.
No, kick your rage quit.
Look at rage quit.
You
It's
got grabbed and
okay.
rage quit.
It's okay. We can, three of us can play something else. And what do you guys wanna play? We've completed this archipelago. Archipelago, whatever.
We can play Night Rain, all three of us.
What is that?
I'm blocking you if you say that again.
I have no idea what that is, but if Cookie's blocking you, it sounds bad.
Elden Ring Night Rain. It's dark. It's Elden Ring, but multiplayer.
Can you be normal for once? Can you not? What?
And Cookie hates this game.
Why you wanna torture her with it then? What the heck?
Because I like the game. It's a good game.
Good game. Cookie's gonna ban you.
Holy fuck, that's loud. God damn, she looks cool.
Unknown, do you have the game sledding?
No.
No.
Does it cost money?
I think it does, but I got it as a gift. It's okay.
What's it called?
Sledding game.
It's so boring if you ask me.
Not wrong, but it helps me sleep, so actually you were right about the web fishing one. The fishing in web fishing is much better than the one in sledding. It's just that whenever I have insomnia, I launch sledding, I listen to the chill, I just stare at nothing, and then I'm like, ah yeah, it's time to go to bed again. That's the only reason why I like it a lot.
Yeah.
The crab is
Yeah,
so
I don't have that at
tiny.
all. It's just so boring for me.
It's okay.
Hmm.
The crab is so tiny. It's not even a hermit crab. It's just a regular crab. You're so small. Rangas is asking you get Terraria Mobile. Do you even have that on mobile?
It is on mobile, yeah.
It is? Oh. Mobile Fortnite? God, what is that?
What the fuck?
What happened?
Sledding game looks like a game that you get once for like 2 hours one day and never touch it again.
Don't get it then.
Yeah. All the reviews are very low hours. I don't think I'm gonna get it. Like the highest reviews, highest hours on any review is like 50 hours. No, I'm not getting it.
It's okay, you don't have to. Chibi just likes it. I just like it.
You can enjoy it.
It's
but
more like an AFK thing, you know, kind of like.
yeah.
Yeah, you get it right. But you already touch grass in AFK, so you don't need that.
Right, it's not open. Hold on, let me open it.
Are you just collecting hours at this point in the game?
That's all there is. That's all that I want from it. I just want to showcase it and be like, hey, I'm a pro grass toucher.
Oh my god, my screen ran out. Oh god, okay. Alright, it's back.
Should I lock in mobile Fortnite? Should I lock in on mobile Fortnite? Death to Kronos? Why do I want to kill time? Holy fuck, there's spells in this game?
Ah, it's my first guppy. Yo, do you guys ever raise guppies or like goldfishes when you were young?
No.
No?
I had like 2 rabbits, and that was it.
Parrots?
Rabbits.
Rabbits, okay.
And we got 1 parrot recently, and no one wanted to take care of it, so we just got rid of it.
Damn. Cookie, any pets?
I've had a when I was 5, I had a cat called Mimi.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I had a rabbit, like my own pet rabbit. What was their name again? I don't remember the name. And then, yeah, that's kind of the pets I grew up with. They died pretty early though.
I feel you. Yeah, none of my fishes actually survived. My brother's fishes, on the other hand, turned to cannibalism in the same tank. I wonder how. Also,
Clearly a
Grungus.
very responsible pet owner.
I know, right? Mine died because I took, like, I cleaned the water too clean, right? So, like, fishes, they can't have really, really clean water. but I just kind of don't like it when it gets like muddy and stuff. So I cleaned it very often, and then they died. And then my brother's tank is like cloudy as fuck, and they turned to cannibals. Also, Grungus is really locked in with the mobile stuff, huh? Mobile Fortnite, Minion Rush, Warframe on mobile. God, you. Ow. Bro is losing it. Grungus is losing it, chat.
I don't like this weapon. That's a new thing. This fucking spear is a piece of shit. Give me a different weapon.
Get a gun.
I want a gun. I don't have a gun.
I already have a gun.
Ow. Why do you have a minigun?
How do I become famous on Bagel?
What's a bagel? What bagel?
NTE Instagram.
Oh. Post nudes.
The characters are like maybe there's like 2 adults in this game.
Oh.
Poseidon. Holy shit, Poseidon looks like he's gonna riz you up.
It's the gacha game, Chibi. It has its own Instagram.
The gacha game has an Instagram in the game?
Yeah, it's actually a very cool concept. Like it has an algorithm and everything.
Wow.
I'm trying to get famous because you get more points the more likes you have.
I see. Well, I don't know about that, but I feel like in Asia, anytime someone posts a food picture, it always gets famous somehow, right? It's
Food
like
or foot?
food. Things you
Oh.
eat. Things you eat.
Okay, but I have to do it in the game.
Is there nothing to eat in the game?
Is there a restaurant? Hold on, NTE restaurant.
Or things that you can cook. It's a game, right? You can cook, right? You have a kitchen. No kitchen?
Yeah, but there's no way you can see food.
Damn.
Seafood?
Seafood? Fish.
Bro, I have no idea what my
Let me see.
fucking ability does. All I can do for it is to regen me mana.
Why? Hmm? Unknown, why are you suffering? We are done with the archipelago thingy. Why are you still suffering?
I'm playing Hades 2. It's different.
20-year-old man playing Minion Rush. It's like I know what you mean though. It's like I know what you mean.
Hey,
You play
hey.
Minion
There's no shame in playing Mini Rush, okay? There's no shame in that.
Rush?
It's like Temple Run but cuter, you know what I mean?
Hi, Demeter.
mom?
Mom? Who's mom?
Wait, I'm the daughter of Persephone?
Wait, that means Demeter is your grandma.
Yeah, she just called me granddaughter. Wait, does that mean I'm the son of Hades as well? Or daughter of Hades? Ow. Who the fuck is this? Fire goddess. Hestia, goddess of the hearth.
Oh, do you not know who Hestia is?
No?
Isn't it the lolly from Danmachi with the big boobs? The lolly, the...
Yeah, it's the Oppai lily.
Yeah.
I've never heard of her.
What do you mean?
Don't worry about it. She's the goddess of hearth.
What the fuck is hearth?
Hearth is like comfort, warmth.
Domestic bliss.
What the fuck is this? The first part. Hecate. Witch of the Crossroads. Hold on, wait, it's too quiet. Audio. Speech. My training shall never be complete. I'll kick your fucking ass.
I volunteer.
Cookie volunteers. She's gonna break your ass.
Ow,
I'm gonna
I'm
show you an ass loving you've never even seen before.
She's gonna wear
What?
combat boots, ass kicking. Anand's gonna die. You're gonna need to go and get a new ass replacement.
Rock. Melanoas. Zai? Melano? Melanwo?
Melon.
Melano. She has a pet frog. What the fuck?
Why are you judging that? Why are you judging by the pets they own? What?
I'm not judging, that's fucking dope. Dude.
Agnon ruined my pet frog.
What he do? Throw it against the wall?
I'm the sister of Zagreus.
Yeah.
You threw it against the wall?
I like the knowledge. I like the lore drop.
I know, right? See, I'm capable of learning.
You're so good at remembering. Agnon doesn't even know what you just said. He's so confused.
Is he
I
bad
wasn't
at
listening,
school?
There's an NPC.
He's bad at school or something, I don't know.
Called me a witch. What the fuck? I'm not a witch.
No, the rain cloud is disappearing. Don't go. Okay. I really need some Teruteru Bozu in this game, yeah. I need the rain summoning. It keeps on disappearing on me. What do you mean by I come here and it's gone? Don't even have my umbrella out, dude. So sad. 悲しいですよ、みんな。悲しいです。
Okay, so our goal in the game is to kill Kronos. I don't want to kill the god of time. Hypnos is an eternal. What the fuck happened? There's some pets here. Oh, they're so cute.
Ranga's got the ghost legendary minion skin. Nani kore? There's a ghost
We stand
minion?
ready to die for you, princess. Again, dying wish immortality. Call. Someone having a dying wish of immortality is fucking bloody. God, can't talk to you. Wait, what? Where did they go?
If you
Oh,
could be
there.
a minion,
Mm-hmm.
what minion would you be?
Bob! He's cute. He's the best.
But Bob is a little baby.
He's the cute one. I don't care. He's my baby.
But you would be him.
It's okay. People will give me food. It's fine. Now I'll give people hugs and kisses in return. Banana.
Okay, you're already into the role.
I've grown shorter. Why did I do that to myself? Okay, never mind. I drank shrink cola. Shrink
Wait.
cola?
Shellimus. Shellimus. Bro, that's just Skelly. What the fuck? You're not tricking anyone. Skelemius. Hold Q to ensnare and destroy. Oh.
Oh, I got a squid. Looks kinda creepy, not gonna lie.
It's just a squid.
Ika, Yakika. I actually don't quite like squids.
I've seen a lot of videos with girls and squids. I'm not too opposed.
They from the hentai department, yes?
Hey, I didn't say that, okay? You just needed to be known. I did not specifically say that.
Look, the only culture that actually has squids in that kind of narrative is Japan, right? They invented it due to the fisherman lore.
It's actually crazy. I've actually seen like real life, you know, where people have a nice time with
Oh
squids.
my god, Aphrodite is so hot.
Okay, I have to ask.
Holy shit.
When you say real life, is it dead or is it alive?
I don't know. I've seen so much crazy shit actually now that I want to forget.
Cause like it makes a huge difference if it's dead or alive, you know? It can be reported for animal cruelty, I'm just saying.
It was a Japanese video though, or like Asian video. It was an Asian video I saw where they. Do I want to traumatize you? Actually, I don't think I should say that.
Thank you for sparing me.
I don't think you should be traumatized like that.
You do realize I'm older than you, right?
It's not about age. It's about innocence.
I'm
Yeah.
innocent. I planned for murder and kidnap. I'm innocent.
Girl, it's not if you're innocent or not. It's like, do you want me to give you PTSD or no?
I already have it. What do you mean?
Do you want more?
It can always get worse, Chibi. It can always get worse.
Yeah. No, I don't wanna know it then. But then I also learned certain things from being a streamer. I learned what gooning meant. I learned what motorboating is. I heard
That's so
some
innocent,
stuff, and I'm like, what
Very
even is
innocent.
this culture?
Motorboating is so normal. That's nothing.
Yo, I had no idea. I thought it was like jet skiing, you know?
No.
Well, now I know it's not jet skiing.
A motorboat. It's like, do you not see where it comes from?
I know actual boats, so like I know like that doesn't make sense
The
to
term
me.
motorboating,
You don't need
the
to
correlation between the term and motorboat. Well, I clearly do. She doesn't know.
You don't have to.
Is
He
that-
doesn't have to
Is
know.
that on a, shut up? In the motorboat, so when you turn on a motorboat, right, and you turn on the motor and you start going forward, you know how at the back of the motorboat, all the water, because of the motor that's currently on, is like flying away, like, you know, that's where the term comes from. That's the correlation.
I
Because
don't.
at the back of the motorboat, you know,
I don't
you should see
recall
it in
it.
action.
Yeah, no, I've sat on like boats with that kind of thing before, like engines, but I don't recall it to be that violent though.
It's a motorboat. It's a motor.
It just goes
That's
brrr,
crazy
and then it just goes brrr, and then it goes by itself, you know, like. Am I sitting on the wrong motorboat? It's like what? Okay. So, anyways, Grungus says he has PPSD, not PTSD.
He has PPSD.
Wait, no, PPSTD. Oh God, you have sexually transmitted
Oh my
diseases.
God.
You gotta see a doctor,
He has
Grungus.
a PP and he has AIDS.
Oh my God, Grungus, see a doctor. Also, where did the word gooning come from? Can I just ask? Because from the longest time I know, in dictionaries, a goon is somebody else's subordinate in a criminal sense. How did it turn into something else? What kind of culture was it?
I give you one guess, one singular guess.
I don't know. I was only told that it was a hand job, and I was like, haha, okay. How does that relate?
It's from 4chan, of course, the incel forum.
Okay.
Ow. Ow.
What is hurting you?
Bullets.
Alright, better bullets than words, yes.
Words don't tear down my HP bar.
No, but they tear down your mental strength.
I think you're pretty good mental.
Really?
I gotta go piss. Hold up.
Okay. Now your chat is mine. Okay, actually, don't. No. I don't want to babysit. I don't want to babysit the chat. You're on your own, chat. The adult is gone. Unknown is gone. We have no adults now.
Hello? Am I not real?
Are you an adult? I'm not an
Turning
adult.
21 this year.
Turning, but you're not yet there.
And I'm an adult.
No, not internationally. Just because
Okay. In your country, I would be an adult too, so why the fuck does it matter?
because it's not legal yet. Just because you can drink beer in Germany at 16 doesn't make you an adult.
Okay. Apparently, according to Japan, you can get married at 14, so how the fuck am I not an adult?
You can get married at 14?
Yeah.
What? You haven't even gone on your period at 14. Why are you marrying people at 14?
I don't know, don't fucking tell me! I'm an adult now. Don't tell me!
What? Grungus is Grungus. Yes, we know that.
Oh my god, he's Grungus by the way.
Grungus, what the fuck are you doing? Does this game look like DBD to you? Why the fuck are you requesting for Huntress? We only have fish here. What are you doing?
What's happening?
Grungus is being
Can
a
you please play Huntress?
he's being a dumbass. That is a DBD killer request. Does this game look like DBD to you? DBD doesn't have fish.
That's my Grunkus right there.
I'ma reject it. Nope. No, we're not doing that. Fuck you, Grungus.
Or you could not reject it and he loses points.
Oh yeah, damn! I should have done that. I should have accepted stupid text.
Yo, who the fuck is that? Oh my. There's a JoJo's character in front of me. Hold up. Hold on. I have done this quest so many times. Who is you? Who is you, bro?
What?
I got the destroyer of worlds next to me.
Aphrodite. Specials deal more that's kind of shit, Aphrodite. Why do you have shit upgrades? Charon? Yeah! Hi!
Holy voice crack.
Voice crack on my inhale?
No, you just said something.
I said, like, it gasped.
I heard you say a word. Cap.
Specials deal more damage, gain a barrier to stop. Oh, wait, what? Hi, mother.
Mother, I have brought you cookie.
Cookie?
Ow. What the fuck is that attack, you bitch? Ow. That's a kaboom. Oh, I recharged my magic per attack I hit. Oh, fuck did I die to you? You're so slow. Don't hit. What the stop. What is that? Ah, I turned into a sheep. Oh no.
Turn into a sheep.
Sheep. Okay.
But my ass is so big. Oh my god. I got
Ow.
such a dumpy.
What the fuck? That didn't hit me. Fuck you. 8 health. Down you go. 8 health in a dream. Where is this? Oceanus. Am I just in the fucking sewers?
Ah, nice. She just saw me through the wall because we're wall hacking apparently now. Oh, nice. Nice gamer. I love a wall hacker. Wall hacker. I love it.
Ow, that
I'm
hurt.
going, you're my biggest op.
What did I do?
Oh no, you're just my biggest op.
I didn't do anything.
It touched me.
I
Cicada.
didn't? Question mark.
Do it again. You better not have taken my fucking fawns. Don't you dare take my money.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's a lot of fish. That's a lot of fish. That's a lot of fish. Oh, I'm gonna fucking die. Hi, Aphrodite.
Aphrodite. Rawr. African dating me.
I'm gonna fucking die. Holy shit.
Don't die.
I don't wanna die, but enemies are so strong. That guy explodes when he dies. Okay. I have 8 health. I don't know where I got hit.
Diamond.
Did you know, fun fact, Aphrodite, like the original, like what we know on Earth, was actually pretty obese?
What?
A little fun fact. Yeah, she was pretty. I mean, she's still a human being, you know, but like she was on the chubbier side. She had like fat rolls.
Wait, but isn't she like the one who is like the prettiest thing alive? They said.
But she's the goddess of love.
Oh.
Hi, Hestia.
Hestia.
Your foes perish in a blast. Yes. Gimme. Flower. Okay, how do I check? That's I to check my inventory. Where is that? Lotus. Poseidon or HP? I think I'm gonna take the. So you hit me through the fucking wall, you rat bastard.
Ganga said he met Aphrodite. What'd you do? I bet he asked for her number.
Time cannot be stopped. Why do I need to stop time?
Opulent,
Actually,
huge
no.
diamond. Dia. So many diamonds, nobody to give to. I haven't met the
Ocean-
largest one. I want to do that.
Oceanus is the sewers underneath the ocean? What?
Ah, there's a sewer under the ocean.
Apparently.
Guys, I have a question. What if gods are real and the moment we go to heaven, we immediately get tortured and put into hell? Because we didn't believe.
No regrets on my end, not gonna lie. I mean, hell would probably recruit me. I'm so evil.
Persuade the wretched.
Okay, but I don't think they're looking for recruits personally. Don't think they are.
You know, I can torture the torturer and prove that I'm a better torturer. Like, that's a resume in itself, don't you think? Cookie speechless. Sorry.
I don't think you'll do that. Personally, I don't think.
Grangus is even better. He said he's gonna tickle the gods in a pickle.
No, he'll tickle their pickles. No, he'll tickle their pickles.
You will not tickle their pickle, bro.
He's worse than me. See, at least I asked for employment. Yeah, he's just gonna tickle their pickle. And also, honestly speaking, if gods were real, the first thing I'm gonna do is sue them. Like, how do you give someone such bad RNG, right? Like, that's ridiculous. You failed. I demand compensation.
Well, you low-key have a point, kind of.
Like, who made Trump president in the first place? If God thinks that was a good decision, then I'm pretty sure I need compensation.
That was us humans, though. I don't think that's God's fault.
Okay, it's God's fault for creating Trump in the first place, no?
I mean, by that logic, why was Hitler born? Why was
Exactly,
Stalin born?
exactly. That's why I'm gonna
Why
like.
was I born?
That's why I'm gonna sue him. I'm like, I didn't ask to be born in this life. What do you mean? Like, I didn't even want to be alive. What do you mean? Like, I demand compensation for my existence. You know.
Yeah.
Speechless. Cookie speechless. It's okay. I'll just be. I wanna be born as a fish in my next life. I'll be a
Okay, actually,
sunfish.
now that you bring it up, do you guys think there's a next life?
No, but if there is, I wanna be a sunfish.
Okay, I personally think there's an afterlife, as in we get reincarnated again.
Into an isekai?
No, a little bit more realistic. I think
Oh.
that we, if we can get born once, we can get born again, type of shit. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So I think
recycling.
yeah, we might not be born as humans. We might be born as like a cat, but I do think we will be born again.
So it's just basically
I don't-
recycling, right? Recycling souls or something.
Yeah, I don't even believe in souls because that's like a human made up thing. I just think that we are things, we're like parasites, and we just grow consciousness one day. Like, for example, you don't know what you did when you were 1 year old because you didn't have a conscience yet. You get that when you're like 6 or 7 or like a little
Not-
bit earlier.
You start developing long-term memory around the age of 3.
I don't know.
Yeah, see?
I have like
That
1
has to do with
year.
the brain, not consciousness.
I have like 1 year of memory
It's
loss.
literally what I'm talking about.
Okay, no. Okay, childhood amnesia is a thing for most people, but some people can recall it.
Very rare. And there's always a limit. You will not know what it was like when you were on the operation table. That's not possible. You did not know that.
No, can you imagine
in the
you
womb.
remember it? Can you imagine you remember and like you first have your milk and you're like, yuck, this tastes like piss. But then you don't have the language to scold your mom to get better milk and you're like, stop feeding me breast milk, mom, it sucks.
What are you yapping about?
I don't know, I'm tired, Cookie, I'm
Mom,
tired.
Your titty milk sucks. Your tits suck. Get better tits, mom. Fuck, your tits are terrible. I'll get them from the other woman.
It's been 3 hours, Cookie. You know I normally stop at 2 hours of stream time, right? Tsukaremashita yo. My brain's not working. I keep on getting golden manta rays. Is this a sign? Is this a sign? I'm gonna log off. Is this a sign?
Selene, Moon, Incarnate. I can get power-ups from the moon?
Good night,
I feel like
Childy.
I'm in the call.
Thank
with
you for
Dumb Dumb.
joining. You are. Currently, my brain is pretty much offline.
Good night, discarded child. Good night.
Actually, no.
Good
If you have Grungus in here, right? It's Dumb, Dumber, and Dumbest.
Actually, is Grunkus dumb? I wouldn't say so.
No, he's just Sigma.
I feel like Grunkus got that hidden smart.
He's just being a Sigma. That's the difference.
I mean, I don't think
He is
anyone
the
is
hidden
dumb. I think just
Sigma.
people know some things and not other things. Everyone is very knowledgeable, just not about the same stuff.
I know, right? I didn't even know gooning was a thing.
You stupid as hell. How do you not know what gooning is? Goddamn, stupid.
Well, you said me too. No. She meant you're the normal dumb. TB is the dumber, and I'm the dumbest. It's fine.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, I take pride in being dumb, okay? It takes effort to be as dumb as me, okay?
Wait, what the fuck? Grr, what the fuck?
Oh, you dear grip, you blah.
I can all. What the fuck?
Grungus say he got A in engineering once in school. What kind of engineering? Is the A for absent? Just so you know, I'm gonna double check whatever you say, Grungus, with my brother. He's a space engineer, right? What's about
He engineered space.
bridges? No, no. He works in like the R&D for space industry, doing like space thrusters for satellites. So yeah.
I just want to say, Oris, you sound so trustworthy right now. I got the best grade in engineering. It was like about trans or something.
You're literally space.
I got best grade. I got best grade.
Bro is saying he has mass. He qualifies for space. What? That's physics shit. You liar. That's not engineering. You don't even have the exponentials. What are you talking about? Where's your integrals?
Arachne. Arachne, my goat.
Arachne. Is that the spider woman?
Yeah, she gave me an outfit that heals me whenever I leave an area.
Isn't that bad?
That's very good. And she gives me 50 armor, which protects me against attack. Keeps my HP full. Right?
Ine.
Arachne, my goat.
Marry her.
She's a tiny spider.
Aw. Keep her as a pet. Put her in your
Yeah.
pocket. Can you imagine? You have a pocket goddess? That's like so OP.
Sound like one of the Cookies fan fictions.
I'm not giving ideas. She might make me write one. I don't have the time. So like recently someone else actually hit 500 followers on Twitch, and I jokingly said this like probably half a year back, right? That if you oh my god,
Uh-oh.
what is this? Elite Siege Thieves. Oh my god, it's fucking huge. What? Yo, what was I saying again? I forgot. This is huge.
That's what she said.
It's a big fish. I can't even see it. It's buried in the water.
In the what? Oh,
The water. Look at that. Look at that. I keep on drowning because I'm trying to get it in the view when it won't move. Wow, get it.
oh, you got the fish I told you about.
I keep on dying. Why do I keep on dying? Oh my god, look at that. I bench press the world, guys. Look at that. Jimmy and Jim era. Strong. Ignore the fact that I can't carry rice, actually. Yine. Oh my god, this is so OP. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying just now. That fish was so big. I have diamonds and golden manta rays galore. The fish was magnificent. Okay, I have like my fun with web fishing. I might actually go to sleep on a good note. That's so good. That's so good. So pretty. Like cookie. Yine, where is it? Oh, this is the guy. And it says it's radiant and small. This is small. What? Wow. Okay. Yeah, by the way, unknown, if like say I end my stream, can I like transfer the people to your stream by raiding
No,
you?
you'd have to raid. You'd have to raid.
I have to raid. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna raid you then. Right. Chat, we're gonna transfer you to Unknown's daycare.
Yeah.
Yay!
Look at Hades, Hades 2, and all the.
Exactly. Okay, so I'm gonna transfer them over to you, and then I'm gonna log out because we're done with Archipelago. And also I finished all the fishy things. So happy. Happy.
Yep.
And then Chibi's gonna have to go sleep because Chibi actually has a job. Like a work and stuff. It was fun, it was fun, it was chill, it was
very fun.
it was good. But I'm never doing this again, I'm gonna tell you first. The tech part of this was torture, brother.
I know, but isn't it worth it?
I don't know, man. But anyways, I'm gonna raid. Okay, chat. We're going to raid Unknown right now. Say hi.
Hi. Or do you mean the chat?
You're in the chat.
Oh, Oh my god.
Goo goo
Hello.
gaga. Okay, how do I remove the chat thingy? Do I just close the tab?
Just close the tab.
Okay.
There's also an end button.
Okay.
Just like where exit call would be.
Okay, I'm gonna have to end the stream first. I'm gonna end the stream first.
Okay.